The World War II home defense trick criminals still fear in 2025. Some survival tactics are so sharp, so psychologically ruthless, that they don't fade with time. They stalk through history and remain just as effective today as they were 80 years ago. World War II didn't just produce military brilliance or battlefield innovation. It forged something far more personal. Hidden inside the ruins, blackouts, and panic of the home front, ordinary families engineered a home defense method so simple and so psychologically devastating that modern intruders still fall apart when they encounter it. And the wild part is this: it requires no power, no high-tech gear, no big budget, just an understanding of how fear works in the human brain. Let's unlock this forgotten survival intelligence and walk straight into one of the most underrated protective systems civilians ever built. The battleground that most people forget. World War II turned entire cities into fractured shadows of themselves. Streets vanished under blackout. Shelters overflowed. Police were overwhelmed. And while bombs took the headlines, there was another threat quietly taking advantage of the chaos: people. Looters slipped through evacuated blocks. Opportunists darted inside darkened homes the moment sirens blared. Families sprinted to shelters knowing full well that when they returned, someone else might have already been there. So they adapted. They created defenses out of what little they had. These weren't traps meant to harm. They were psychological kill switches, perfectly crafted to hit intruders right in the instincts. Modern security experts now call it layered passive defense. Back then, it was simply survival. The trick that flips a criminal's brain. At the center of this system was a piece of wartime brilliance so effective it spread through neighborhoods like secret code: thin wire, string, or rope stretched low across a doorway or hallway. A tripline. But not the dramatic version Hollywood sells. No spikes, no swinging weapons, just a simple obstruction hidden by darkness. Sounds almost too basic, right? But here's why it was brutally effective. Intruders rely on three internal engines: speed, silence, and confidence. Take away any one and they hesitate. Take away all three in a fraction of a second and they fall apart. A stumble triggers panic. A fall creates noise. Noise invites danger. And well, danger tells the intruder one thing: they're not in control. For a looter already on edge in a pitch-black home during an air raid, that one moment is enough. Most bolted before anyone inside even stirred. The tripline didn't need to hurt them. It only needed to break their rhythm. Their illusion of control shattered faster than glass in a bombing raid. And here's the punchline. That same principle powers many modern low-tech security systems today. Preppers still rig trip lines. Off-grid cabins still rely on them. Military trainers still teach them. Because the psychology hasn't changed. Fear is timeless. Blackouts were supposed to protect citizens from air attacks, but, civilians quickly realized darkness could protect them from intruders too. Homes became unpredictable silhouettes. From the outside, no one could tell who was awake, who was watching, or who was waiting. Families mastered microsignals. A flicker of light behind heavy curtains. A lamp turned on and immediately off. The tiny flare of a match. These tiny bursts felt like nothing to the homeowner, but to someone sneaking around, they screamed one message. Someone's home. Someone's alert. Someone's ready. Fast forward to today, and you'll recognize the modern reincarnation immediately. Motion-activated lights, sudden bursts of illumination that slice through darkness in unpredictable patterns. Whether anyone is actually awake doesn't matter. An intruder's brain runs the exact same script a World War II looter did. Light means detection. Detection means danger. Danger means get out now. This wasn't technology. It was psychology. And, well, psychology always wins. Noise became the silent guardian. With cities, unnaturally quiet during those blackout nights, sound carried like never before. Civilians used that to their advantage. They placed metal cans on strings, balanced pots on ledges, and positioned loose objects near doors and windows, so even a light touch became an unmistakable warning. These weren't alarms designed to terrify homeowners. They were signals designed to terrify intruders. Noise meant exposure. Exposure meant risk. And, well, risk meant retreat. The brilliance is that modern preppers still use this system for the same reason it worked in the 1940s. A bell tied to a latch, a cup of gravel behind a door, a loose object strategically placed. When the goal is survival, honestly, the simplest solutions are often the smartest. The genius of these World War II strategies wasn't really in the objects themselves. It was, well, in how civilians layered them. A home wasn't defended by just a single trick, but by multiple small defenses, all working together. If the lock failed, the noise trap took over. If the noise didn't chase the intruder away, then the motion light effect would. And, if they pushed deeper, the trip line really dismantled their confidence. This, right here, is resilience. There's no single point of failure, no total reliance on just one tool. It's a system built to confuse, disrupt, and intimidate. And that's why this method isn't just historical trivia, it's survival science. So, why does this still work today? Well, technology evolves, cameras improve, apps monitor your front porch. But the human mind, the fear of getting caught, the dread of uncertainty, the panic of losing control, those things haven't changed since the very first brick shelter was built. World War II homeowners understood something we sometimes forget. Home defense isn't about confrontation, it's about deterrence. You don't win by fighting, you win by making an intruder rethink everything before they even step inside. And that's the heart of this forgotten wartime tactic. It manipulates instinct. It shapes fear. It turns a simple home into a psychological maze. That's why preppers, survivalists, and even some modern security professionals still use these concepts today. Want a home intruder skip without thinking twice? Make it unpredictable. Make it noisy. Make it psychologically hostile. Give them uncertainty instead of opportunity. That's how civilians defended homes during one of the darkest chapters in history. And, it still works. If you want more history-backed survival intelligence powered by real experience and real tactics, hit subscribe, drop a like, and share this with someone who needs the knowledge. History's survival code is all about keeping you ready, aware, and ahead of the game.